Hello everyone, this is Salim Mullah from PG Mosaic College of Engineering, Wagholi, Pune. In the last lecture, we have learned about total quality management introduction. We have seen about the quality, what is meant by quality, their various definitions given by various quality gurus and ISO. Then we have learned about what is the myth and realities of the quality. Then we have seen about the evolution of quality in 18th century, 19th century, 20th century and 21st century. Now this is total quality management era as well as the world class management era. Then we have seen about the understanding the customers, how to understand the customer, how to what is the customer satisfaction and dissatisfaction customers. Then what are the dimensions of the quality and which are the phases of quality management we have seen in the last lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to learn about contributions of various quality gurus in total quality management. In this lecture we are going to learn about what is the contribution of the W. Edward Deming in the quality management. Let us see about what are the contributions of a quality guru like W. Edward Deming. Now his full name is William Edward Deming. He was born in American engineer as a statistician. Also he is a professor. He was a professor, author, lecturer and management consultant. He was born in 14th October 1900 in United States and died 20th December 1993. He has completed his education in LA University in 1928. Again, something about the Deming. He is widely acknowledged as the leading management thinker because he is totally consulting his management skills to every industry. Okay, in the field of quality. He was a statistician and business consultant whose methods helped hasten Japan's recovery after the World War II and beyond. After the World War II, Japanese industries were demolished and they needs a super consultant for themselves to improve their quality systems. So he was the useful person for the Japanese recovery. Then he derived the first philosophy and method that allowed individuals and organizations. He derived first philosophy and method that allowed individuals as well as the organizations to plan and continually improve themselves, their relationships, their processes as well as the products and the services. His philosophy is the one of the cooperation and continual improvement, because it avoids the blame and redefines mistakes as opportunities for the improvement. Again, something about the Deming. His works and writing constitute not so much technique because it is easily recognizable and it is easily useful for any person. As a philosophy of management, total quality management, that focuses on quality and continuous improvement. Okay. Here we will consider about the Deming's interest in variation and his approach to systematic problem solving by developing 14 points. He developing 14 points to solve the systematic problem in the industry, and that 14 points is also known as the 14 business philosophies. Okay, and which have gained a widespread recognition. Due to that 14 points, he has gained a widespread recognition and which are central to the quality movement and his philosophy of transformational management. Okay, again he has suggested 7 deadly diseases of management and his use and promotion of the PDCA cycle. And he has developed 7 deadly diseases of the management and their use, how to apply that things, and then again he has promoted one PDCA cycle which is known to be as the Deming wheel. Okay, again let us see something about the variation and problem solving. The key to Deming's ideas on quality lies in his recognition of the importance of variation. Okay, there are various variations and out of the crisis he always states that the central problem in the management and in leadership. What is the problem? Central problem is in the management and in leadership, which is the failure to understand the information in variation. Okay, now the main important problem in management and in leadership, because they have failure to understand the what are the information as required to change to improve the quality. So again, Deming was preoccupied with why things do not behave as a predicted. He was preoccupied with why things do not behave as a predicted. All systems, be they have equipment, the process or the people, have variation, but he argued that it is essential for managers to be able to distinguish between special and common causes of variation. There are two types of the variations. He suggested special variation and the common special causes of variation and common causes of variation. Again, he developed a theory of variation that is known as the special causes of variation, and which are usually easily attributed to quickly recognizable, which are easily assigned to quickly recognizable factors such as the chances of procedures, change of shift of operator. Okay, but that common causes, again another common causes will remain when special causes have been eliminated. Okay, special causes means what? Process, procedure, shift, operator. Okay, these are the common these are the special causes, but common causes are also important. Okay, to avoid to improve the quality, that common causes are often and that common causes is also common causes means what? Due to the design process of system. These are the common causes, and these common causes are recognized by the workers, but not only managers have the authority to change them to avoid a repeated occurrence of the problem. What will happen in the industry? Workers are doing on whatever the work is given by the managers. Okay, they are using their design, their process, their system. These are totally depending upon the managers, but these common causes are developed, these common causes are happened by the workers. So managers have the authority to change that design, change that process to avoid the repeated occurrence of the problem. Okay, once the problem occurs, just detect it and avoid it. Okay, now next is the Deming estimated that management was responsible for more than 85% of the causes of variation. Who is the responsible? Management was the responsible. About how many percentage? 85% of the causes of variation. This formed this central message to the Japanese, and he gives his message to the central Japanese workers. Again, he has suggested the 14 points of management. He is also called as the Deming's 14 principles of the quality management. Let us see one by one which are that qualities. First of all, create constancy of purpose. Create constancy of purpose toward improvement of product and services. Okay, he suggests that create the constancy of purpose toward improvement. Constantly improvement के पीछे पड़ना है. Okay, of for product and services. Okay, with the aim of becoming competitive, staying in business and providing jobs. Okay, then secondly, adopt the new philosophy. Every time you need to adopt a new philosophy to improve the quality in the process. Western management must awaken to the challenge, must learn their responsibilities and take on leadership for change. Okay, now another third, cease dependence on mass inspection. Don't depend on the mass inspection. Okay, build quality into the product from the start. Okay, do not focus on the only mass inspection. Next, fourth point, end the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag. Okay, end the practice of awarding business awarding, aim that, okay, on the basis of price tag alone. Instead of minimize the total cost, move towards a single supplier for any item based on the long term relationship of the loyalty and trust. Okay, so do not depending upon the only one price tag. Okay, just you have to minimize the total cost by investing on the quality improvement, that is the for long term relationship development of the loyalty as well as for the trust. Again, improve constantly and forever the system of production and service to improve quality and reduce waste. Okay, what is the fifth point? Improve constantly and forever. Okay, the system of production and service to improve the quality and reduce waste. You have to reduce your waste by improving their quality. So just first of all, improve the constantly and forever the system of production. Next, institute training and retraining. Okay, for getting the effective result from any organization, you need to give the proper training to the workers. Okay, what are the employees are worked in the organization, you have to give the proper techniques, proper technical skill, so they can work effectively. Okay, so that arrange the seminars for them to develop their skill, so as to automatically organization will grow with them. Again, institute leadership. Here it is the very important. The aim of the supervision should be lead and help people to do a better job. Next is the drive out fear, so that everyone may work effectively for the company. Okay, he focuses that whenever you work with fearless, do the without fear, do the work properly, so everyone may work effectively. Okay, don't work in fear. Okay, for the company. Again, ninth point, break down barriers between the departments. There are various departments work within the any organization to develop the company or organization. So there are various peoples who are working in the research, design, sales and production, and they are must work as a team, so to foresee and solve the problems of the production. Okay, these are the stakeholders. Okay, various stakeholders or various departments working in the organization development. So there will be no barrier. There will be no barrier between the departments. Okay, so they are working together for as a team to develop the company goals. Next is eliminate slogans, exhortations and targets for the workforce. Okay, eliminate the slogans, exhortations and targets for the workforce, so they do not necessarily achieve their aims. Okay, this is the 10th. 11th, eliminate numerical quotas in order to take account of quality and methods rather than just numbers. Okay, just eliminate the number of numerical quotas in order to take account of quality and methods rather than just numbers. Next is the remove barriers to pride of workmanship. Whatever the barriers coming into that improvement in the quality, just avoid that quality, just remove that barriers to pride workmanship. Again, institute a vigorous program of education and retraining. Okay, so that for both management as well as for the workforce, whatever the managers are working in the organization, whatever the workers are worked in the organization, they need a proper training time to time, so they can work effectively for the development of the company. Again, lastly, take action to accomplish the transformation. Okay, whatever the 13 points we have discussed, just concentrate on that particular points and to take the action to complete the transformation. Management and workforce must work together here to achieve the goal of every organization. There are important two stakeholders are there. One is the management and another the workforce. So workers and management, so they are work together for the development of the company. Okay, these are the 14 principles of Deming's of quality management. Again, he has given the Deming's 7 deadly diseases management. That means the what Deming describes the main barriers faced by the management to improve the effectiveness and continual improvement. While continual improvement, management face some barriers. Okay, which are that? These are the 7 deadly diseases. He was referring here to US industry. These 7 diseases he is referring US industry and their management practices. Again, which are that 7 diseases, 7 deadly diseases? First, upon the lack of constancy of purpose. There is a lackness in the constancy of the purpose. What is the purpose of the organization? What is the purpose of the product? Okay, there is the lackness. Okay, to plan products and services, lack of the constancy of purpose to plan products and services that will have a market and keep the company afloat. Okay, again an emphasis on short term profits. Only management is focusing on the short term profits and short term thinking. Okay, just the opposite from the constancy of purpose to stay in business. Okay, only to stay in business they are only emphasis on the short term profits and short term thinking. This is the one of the deadly disease. Okay, fed by the fear of unfriendly takeover and by demand from bankers and owners of the dividends. Again, third is the evaluation of performance and annual reviews. Okay, this is the 7 deadly diseases because most of the companies have seen the annual reviews, and then they suggesting they considering as the performance. Okay, now these are the third 7 deadly disease. Then is the mobility of managers and job hopping. Okay, this is the fourth. Then management by use of only available data, whatever the data available, they only that available data, available resources for using and expecting the quality, and this is not happening in this era. Okay, whatever the required data is required, okay, we need to produce it and we need to apply it for the development of the company. Again, here high medical costs. Okay, if there is no proper arrangement for the safety of the particular workers, then again we need high medical cost there. High cost of liability, this is one of the taming 7 deadly disease of the management. Okay, these are the important factors, 7 deadly diseases of the management who faced as the barrier for the management purpose. Okay, now next is again Deming said that effective management and the commitment to quality were needed to combat these 7 deadly diseases. Okay, he said that for the effective management and commitment to quality, if we want quality in the management, if we want quality in the production, we need to combat these 7 deadly diseases. We need to overcome these 7 deadly diseases. He again emphasized the importance of communicating quality messages to all the staff and building a belief in total quality management. He emphasized the importance of communicating quality messages. He also suggesting some quality messages, giving some quality messages to all the staff and stakeholders, or building to relieve Vishwas in total quality management. Now again he has developed a PDCA cycle. Okay, for which is also known as the Deming wheel. Okay, now the Walter Shewhart, one of the professor in quality management, quality guru we can say, originated the concept of PDCA cycle and introduced it to a Deming. Okay, Walter Shewhart is one of the scientist we can say, or quality guru. He is originated the concept of PDCA. What is PDCA? We will see. Deming promoted the idea, his idea promoting widely in 1950s, and it becomes known as the Deming wheel or the Deming cycle. Now what is the PDCA? Now the long form of the PDCA means the plan, do, check, act cycle. Consists of 4 steps or stages which must be gone through to get from problem faced to problem solved. Okay, now what is the PDCA? PDCA means what? Plan, do, check and act. Okay, and there are consist of the 4 steps: plan, do, check and act. With the help of that we can go from problem faced to problem solved. Now another repetition of these steps forms a cycle of continual improvement. When we repeat this cycle, we will get the continual improvement in the management process. Now what is the PDCA cycle? Now here PDCA means what? PDCA means what? Plan for changes to bring about improvement. Plan for changes to bring about the improvement. Okay, now what is do? Do the changes on a small scale first to trial them. Okay, we need to trial on it. Okay, then apply that particular action. Then check whether whatever the action we have did, whether it is check to see if changes are working, whatever we have made the changes in the process, these changes are working or not, then and investigate to selected process, whatever the processes we have using in the quality management, it is feasible or not, check it is working or not, then act. If it is feasible, then act to get the greatest benefit from change. Okay. Next, see what is again the PDCA cycle. You can see this Deming cycle. Now here you can see this is the plan, this is the plan, do, check and act, and this is like this cycle is going like this. Okay, what is plan? Plan means plan ahead for change, analyze and predict the results. Okay, what is the plan? Plan ahead for change, for changing purpose, for analyzing purpose and for predicting the results. In planning phase we can do this. Again, what is the second phase? Do means what? Execute the plan, whatever we have decided in the plan. Okay, then we need to execute that plan in this phase, taking the small steps in controlled circumstances. Okay, taking small steps to achieve the particular control circumstances. Okay, then again whatever the actions we have done, whatever the we have execution we have did from the plan, then first then check study the results. Okay, whatever the results are getting, check whether it is working or not. Again act. If it is properly achieved, whatever the results we have expected, if it is achieved, then act. Take action to improve the standard and improve the process. Okay, this is all about the PDCA cycle. I hope you understood all about what are the contribution of the Demings in the quality management process. Then what are the 14 points, that is the business philosophy points. Then what are the 7 deadly diseases given by the Demings, and what is the plan, do, check and act cycle, that is the PDCA cycle, which is also called as the Deming cycle and Deming wheel. Okay, let us see in the next lecture with new topic. Thank you.